Okay, we're back here at LD42. Previous video, I say quickly, it took me 12 minutes, but I had gone through and I discussed kind of the brainstorming ideas from my night before, just before I went to bed. And I kind of made the decision about what game I wanted to do. And the decision was to make a game where you were forced to make a decision about whether someone essentially lives or dies. Because your craft is running out of space. So the theme for Lundari this time is running out of space. So I figured that was the best way. That's kind of the most interesting idea that I'd come up with. So this is kind of the main game screen. If I go to the title, I've set up a basic title screen just to explain to the player what they're doing. And it's a really simple game. It's literally, you click yes or you click no. And we'll do a maximize and play. So, yes, no. If you click no here in the full build, it will just quit the game. So if we click yes, yes or no is a simple game. You decide yes or no. Situation is a little more complex, however, an emergency situation has occurred. People need to escape. You have the only escaped craft, but you are running out of space. Who lives? Who dies? Yes, no. Really simple, and this is just a first example of me filling up the screen with information. So we have the person's name, a picture of them. This is just a picture from a free stock image site. We have the job that they do, we have their family, and their age. It's short, simple information that may or may not be relevant, and I think the picture in the center kind of adds something to this as well. Other things you'll notice is we've got spaces left on the craft XX. As you say yes to more people, obviously there'll be less and less spaces until you reach 0 spaces, and then the game is over at that point, and which will present the player with a screen of probably the 10 images they chose to save and their names, and then maybe we'll present the player a screen with some of the images they chose not to save. And to add an added pressure, we have a time left thing here. So I'm going to be adding a timer, and I'm probably the initial kind of game is set up for 10 spaces on the craft. I'm probably going to add like 30 to 40 people in there. And we've got this time left thing. So because it's an emergency situation, the player should feel under pressure to make a decision at some point. So I figure initially 90 seconds is going to be enough for a person to make a decision. You know, it's like 9 to 10 seconds on each person. There's not a lot of information to work with here, but that's intentionally so. You know, and this is all kind of RNG. I got a name from a top babies names list. The job is just a job title that I found from a random job generator. Family I just kind of came up with, and so did the age, you know. And we have a scriptable object set up for this, so I've named them the scriptable objects victims, but you know. So we have a mugshot, so that's the picture of the person, their age, their name, their family, and their job, you know. And I need to set up about 30 to 40 of these. I think that's what's going to be the most time-consuming bit is setting up the content, quote unquote. I think the initial game is actually really quite simple to set up, but that's kind of where we're at the moment. You kind of get the idea of what we're going to do, and I think the next video will have a quote unquote complete game. I'll have 10 people in it, and we could say yes to all of them. Maybe we'll have 15. So we'll say yes to all of them, and then we'll present the end game screen where you see who you've saved and you see who you haven't saved, and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's a really simple game. It's literally just yes or no, and it's intentionally so. But the difficulty, I guess, is in the moral decision. You know, it's the player should, in theory, question all their decisions. Um, and whilst in controls, the game is simple. In theory, the moral decision is complex. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's one of those, what would you do in this situation kind of situations. It's so that's just the idea behind the game. You've kind of got a brief idea of what it looks like. Yeah, it's a really simple game. I wanted something very simple for my first in there, um, because I just wanted to complete it. And I think this is an idea which I can complete, within the 2 to 3 day time limit that I have. And I think it should be easier for me to iterate on. But yeah, so that's kind of, yeah, that's yes, no. See you next time.